that was supposed to solidify the Lakers' championship blueprint. Let's unpack the tape and see if the math actually aligns with the on-court reality. According to a recent report from Joey Haverford at Heavy.com, citing a comprehensive analytical study by Casino.org, the Lakers' massive acquisition of Walker Kessler has been branded the worst overall trade of the entire NBA offseason. Let's look at the transaction and the cap breakdown. The Lakers completely emptied the clip, sending out 2 future first-round draft picks and committing over $30 million per year to Kessler to serve as the franchise's new starting center. This is a staggering allocation of cap space for a traditional big man under the current collective bargaining agreement. Committing $30 million annually to Kessler drastically limits the Lakers' flexibility, pushing them dangerously close to the punitive second apron limitations. Every dollar spent here restricts Rob Pelinka's ability to utilize veteran minimums or the mid-level exception to flesh out the rotation depth around their newly crowned franchise cornerstone, Luka Dončić. From a front office strategy perspective, Rob Pelinka has placed a massive wager on a specialized skill set. Following the departures of LeBron James, Marcus Smart, and Rui Hachimura, the Lakers lost a tremendous amount of two-way versatility. The internal belief was that adding Kessler, along with Colin Sexton and Quentin Grimes, would establish a new, sustainable core. Pelinka reportedly made this aggressive push specifically to appease Luka Dončić, who demanded an immediate upgrade at the center position. But by surrendering 2 unprotected first-round picks, the front office is signaling that they believe their championship window is wide open right now. The tension here is palpable. Did Pelinka overpay for a restricted asset simply to keep his superstar happy, sacrificing crucial asset preservation and long-term roster mobility in the process? Translating this massive financial commitment directly to the floor under head coach JJ Redick reveals some concerning tactical friction. Redick's offensive philosophy is built on high-velocity ball movement, floor spacing, and inverted pick-and-roll actions. Kessler is a phenomenal rim deterrent, but he is incredibly limited offensively. The Casino.org projection model suggests Kessler's arrival will cost the Lakers the equivalent of 4.0 points of scoring per game, while only saving them 0.8 points on the defensive end. That net negative of 3.2 points per game translates to a forecasted drop of nearly 3 wins over their first 30 games. While Kessler's elite point-of-attack defense in the paint is meant to mask the perimeter deficiencies of Doncic and Austin Reeves, his lack of spacing gravity could severely clog the driving lanes, disrupting the catch-and-shoot efficiency that Redick's system relies upon. Ultimately, this is a massive gamble on defensive stabilization over offensive fluidity. You do not commit $30 million in multiple first-round picks to a player unless you believe he is the final piece of the puzzle. But when the analytics suggest you just mortgaged your future to become mathematically worse, you have to question the evaluation process. Does Kessler's elite rim protection genuinely mask the roster's defensive holes enough to offset the offensive bottleneck he creates? Or did the front office panic and overpay for a one-dimensional piece? Drop your tactical breakdowns in the comments below.
The geometry of the basketball court is entirely dictated by the threat of the three-point shot, and the Lakers are aggressively searching for a way to manipulate that geometry. If you are examining how this front office plans to surround their primary creator with elite perimeter threats without triggering catastrophic tax apron penalties, a fascinating new scenario has just emerged. We are about to decode a multi-team framework that could dramatically shift the paradigm in the Western Conference and redefine the Lakers' offensive ceiling. According to Adel Ahmad at Heavy.com, an intriguing 3-team trade proposal has surfaced that would finally bring Klay Thompson to Los Angeles. With the Lakers stuck in contract limbo pursuing 23-year-old free agent Jonathan Kuminga, this hypothetical blockbuster offers a pivot. In this proposed scenario, the Lakers would acquire Thompson, the Dallas Mavericks would land Kevin Durant from Houston, while the Rockets would receive PJ Washington, Jared Vanderbilt, Najee Marshall, and 2 first-round picks. For the Lakers, the financial transaction is brilliant in its simplicity. They would only be sending out Jared Vanderbilt. By essentially swapping Vanderbilt's contract for Thompson's, the Lakers managed to optimize their assets without having to surrender any of the minimal draft capital they have left, all while navigating the brutal restrictions of the luxury tax hard cap. Analyzing the front office strategy here, Rob Pelinka is actively searching for a contingency plan. Striking out on Kuminga after losing LeBron James and Rui Hachimura leaves a gaping hole at the forward position. Pelinka knows that the championship window is dictated by maximizing Luka Dončić's prime. Vanderbilt, while a stellar defender, has struggled with availability in recent years and provides zero spacing gravity. Transitioning a defensively specialized, injury-prone asset into a veteran floor spacer is textbook asset optimization. This move proves the front office is acutely aware that surviving the modern CBA requires finding high-impact offensive production without attaching future draft picks to offload bad contracts.
When we look at the tactical fit, this is a match made in heaven for JJ Redick's offensive architecture. Redick's system relies heavily on dribble handoff or DHO actions and relentless off-ball screening. While Thompson is no longer the two-way monster he was in 2018, his specific skill set is exactly what this roster lacks. Last season, he still managed to average roughly 12 points per game while shooting a highly respectable 38% from beyond the arc. By pairing Thompson's elite catch-and-shoot efficiency next to Doncic, a creator notorious for collapsing defenses and feeding perimeter shooters, you instantly stretch the floor. Defenses will be forced to choose between doubling Luka's dribble penetration or staying glued to Klay on the weak side. The spacing gravity alone opens up the paint for cutters and divers, seamlessly integrating into Redick's emphasis on high-velocity ball movement. This proposed move is a clinical example of raising a team's offensive floor without sacrificing its future. Getting a 5-time All-Star for a player who struggles to stay on the court is a massive win for spacing and execution. But the question remains about the other side of the ball. Can this roster survive losing Vanderbilt's point-of-attack defense, or does the influx of elite three-point shooting render that loss irrelevant in a shootout Western Conference? Does this tactical adjustment actually make them a top-tier contender, or is the front office playing it too safe on the defensive end? Drop your thoughts below.
In a league where versatile wings are the ultimate currency, finding a young, cost-controlled forward who can process the game at an elite level is like finding gold. The Lakers front office has been working the margins, searching for a tactical skeleton key that can unlock the full potential of their half-court offense. If you've been tracking the stalled negotiations in free agency, it's time to shift your attention to the trade market, where an incredibly high-upside target has just become available. Let's dive into the tape and the cap sheet. According to a new report from Adel Ahmad at Heavy.com, the Lakers are being linked to a potential low-risk, high-reward trade for Miami Heat forward Nikola Jović. With the Lakers unable to close the financial gap in contract negotiations with free agent Jonathan Kuminga, a pivot is necessary. Following Miami's seismic acquisition of Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Heat are reportedly fielding offers for Jović. The proposed trade package would see the Lakers sending Jared Vanderbilt and either Dalton, Knecht, or Bronny James to Miami. From a salary cap perspective, this is a flawless execution of matching money. Jović is entering the season earning roughly $16 million on his 4-year, $60 million deal. Vanderbilt and Knecht combine to make almost exactly that same figure. This allows the Lakers to acquire a rising 23-year-old talent without triggering the punitive first and second apron restrictions or adding any long-term financial burden to their books. Looking at the strategy from Pelinka in the front office, this is a masterclass in exploiting market inefficiencies. The Heat's roster is currently crowded, resulting in Jovic's minutes dropping to just 17 per game last season. Pelinka recognizes a distressed asset. Instead of overpaying Kuminga and hard-capping the roster, the Lakers can flip a redundant defensive specialist and a single young prospect for a player with immense upside. It preserves the team's remaining draft capital while directly addressing the glaring vacancy at the starting small forward or power forward spot. It's a highly calculated play that balances the urgency of maximizing Luka Dončić's current title window with the strict limitations of the luxury tax.
On the floor, Nikola Jović translates perfectly to Redick's tactical blueprint. While Jović struggled last year in limited action, you only have to look at his 2024-25 campaign to see the vision. 11 points per game on nearly 46% shooting overall and 37% from three in 25 minutes of action. Jović is not just a spot-up shooter, he is a 6'10" fluid athlete capable of initiating dribble handoffs and operating as a secondary